Alright, so I'm going to be doing a review of Sentient. This is not from Image or anywhere. This is from a comic company called TKO Studios. This is written by Jeff Lemire with artwork by Gabriel Walter. This comic was part of the indie haul that my friend Chris sent. Thank you once again, brother. And yeah, so Sentient, like I said, is written by Jeff Lemire, and it's a pretty open shut book, but it's a lot more complex than you think. Sentient, the story is that that Earth is dying, and this colony ship is going to a new colony. But however, one of the crew members has turned on everyone, killed everyone in the crew, which leads to their death as well. But however, the children are saved by the ship's AI, Valerie. You see, in here, Valerie is now in charge because all the adults are dead, and Valerie must now take on the mother role and protect the children to get to this new colony. And they encounter other threats along the way, as well as the kids being forced to grow up. First and foremost, this could easily fit in the Alien universe. This really does feel like that classic, Ridley Scott kind of feel of, it's analog and industrial kind of feel. It really does feel like that with just a bit of technology to it. So it really does feel like this could... It's not in the Alien universe, but I'm just saying, Jeff Lemire clearly took some notes from aesthetic-wise from Scott. That's what I feel like. So the comic is only 6 issues long, and it's a nice mini-series. It's a brilliant little mini-series that's very heartwarming. It's also got just a lot of emotion to it. These kids have to grow up in the midst of a very chaotic and dark event that just happened. They have lost their family in the blink of an eye, and one of their kids, the mom, his mom is the reason they got all killed. So that kid, Isaac, is forced to grow up very fast, while also the rest of his family, the rest of this new family he's been put in with the other children, are very distrusting of him. The main focus is the two main kid characters are Lillian, who was the ship's first officer's daughter, and she's the eldest and has to take on the secondary role for Val, and Isaac. And there's a lot. They are basically the main focus. The other kid characters don't really have a lot, and I don't really think in a story like this they need to. They're just the other kid characters, while they do have some moments here and there, aren't really a main focus of the story. Now, who the main focus really is Valerie. Valerie is forced on this role as the ship's AI from going to just being hey, I'm just here to help and, take care of everything. But now she's now I have to protect these kids and be a mother to all of them. So we really see the character of Val really evolve, as in most stories they have the AI, the ship's AI go rogue and go full HAL 9000 on everyone. In here, Lemire's well, what if the AI just wanted to be a mom? And that's really cool. I love the moments where she's trying her best, even though she's I generally don't know what I'm doing. I was not programmed for this at all. Also, if you're wondering if while this is a heartwarming story, it's a pretty bloody one too. There is swearing, there's violence, there's some brutal kills in the first issue. The main threat of this comes in the form of separatists who are trying to battle the Earth government and radicalize the children. You see, in most of these science fiction stories, you'd think that the overarching interplanetary government is bad and the separatists are the real heroes. In here, that really while we don't really get a lot of the failing Earth government that's basically on its last legs at this point, and the colonies are now Earth's last humanity's last hope, the separatists, and that's the other thing, you don't really get a lot of if the separatists are really the good guys, and if the Earth government is not. You're really told from the perspective of these kids who have been thrown in this situation, and I really like that angle of these kids don't know what to do, but these separatists are very they're fanatic, and even though yes, it's kind of theorized that the Earth government is pretty bad, and the separatists do have some good theories, they are not good. They're not good either. They are very much antagonistic because their whole thing is we're going to kill all these adults, kidnap the children, and then we're going to radicalize them to increase our army. Does that sound like good people? No. The Separatists also have another ally in the form of another AI named Victor. And Victor and Valerie have a confrontation in there. I don't want to spoil too much of this comic. It's a very beautiful story. It's bloody, but it's never like overt with the violence. Like the violence in here really feels more like a story, like it helps the story. It's not here for like, it's not like with like a Garth Ennis comic where the violence is just like, oh, wasn't that shocking? Moving on to the next shocking scene, and we're gonna say bitch, fuck, shit, cunt, and all these other words, and make you really hate yourself by the end of the book. But here, in Sentient, yes, there is violence, and some of these characters do die pretty bad. It helps with the story. Like, that's the thing I like here, is that the story, it really does feel like the story itself is being carried, and the violence in here is kind of illustrating the point of these kids now have to grow up in this madness, they have to grow up fast in this story. It's a great comic. I really loved it. It's a great open-shut comic. I really don't want them to do a sequel. Like, I don't really want Lemire to do, like, a sequel to this comic at all. In no way, shape, or form. I kind of just want it to be as is. Like, I just want Sentient to just be a open-shut comic. But I will say, I do want Jeff Lemire on an Alien book sometime. Because this, like I said, this really does feel like a Alien, like it could fit easily in the Alien universe. Like this story could easily fit there. So Jeff Lemire, I hope, gets a shot at a future Marvel Alien book, because he's clearly got the aesthetic and the feel of the universe down to a T. Anyway, so that is my review for Sentient. If you've read it, let me know what you thought of it, and comment below, let me know. Once again, Chris, thank you so much for the comic as well as the others. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.